Hello, this is Big Boss Rescue Chief of Humane Emergency Animal Rescue. Welcome to our series, Animal Rescue Postmortem, where we analyze the good, the bad, and the ugly of animal rescues throughout the world. Welcome back. We're at Volume 8, Video number 20. We have a horse through the ice. This is going to be a little bit of talking about this video here, so let's get right going on it. Let's just watch this video for a moment here. And I want you to watch how they do this. So we do have a horse that's broken through the ice over water. And the horse is in water here. And firefighters, I want you to tell me what's wrong with this picture. We've got firefighters and turnouts here. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to let this video play out because they're doing everything wrong here. Like, there's almost nothing about this video that is being done right. From the firefighters that are showing up here in turnouts to the way these people are pulling on this animal. Oh. Okay, we've gone back in time or not, I don't know. Okay, they did everything wrong. So let's go back here. So they're going to get a 1 star from me because I got the animal out, but everything's wrong about this. Alright, let's stop it for a minute. We've got a horse whose body is in the water, but we're pretty close to the edge. But that doesn't mean anything here. You can be pretty close to the edge and it's 50 feet deep. Alright, so we're not going to assume the depth here, but we do know this. We are on water, we're over water, on ice, and a horse is broken through here. So the first thing that we need before we do anything on this rescue here is proper water PPE. You need your water. I always say water PPE is the same thing. A helmet, a PFD, a personal flotation device, and your dry suit. Whenever you're doing a rescue like this, running around on ice in turnouts. Why are they doing that? Okay. Now that we're doing this, also I want you to notice something here. Don't assume that the person that's working with the animal is the expert animal rescuer here. It's most likely they aren't. They may be the expert animal handler, but they are not the expert in animal rescue on the scene there. I don't know, I'm not sure if I said that right at the beginning. I'm going to make sure that I'm crystal clear on that. That person may be the expert animal handler on the scene, but they are by no means expert in animal rescue techniques at all. Don't make that assumption. They'll get you in trouble. Alright, so the proof of it is how this rescue is being done. I want you to answer me a question. Put it down in the comments there on this video. When is it appropriate to do what they're doing here with your human patients? To pull and move your patient by their head and their cervical spine. Anybody got an answer for that? When is that appropriate for human patients? The answer's never, right? At least in my experience as a paramedic, it's never appropriate to move your patient around by their head and their cervical spine. It's the same thing for a horse. A horse needs its head to help move its body in certain directions. Just like you use your head for balance, they use their head for balance. So when you're pulling them by their head, you're actually helping to pull the animal off balance, and it makes it that much more difficult for them to try and help you with the extrication. Alright, so let's let this play out some more. You see, they're pulling on the head. The horse cannot help with its own rescue here. Besides the fact that, and then you can look at this animal handler here. He's over here waving his arms out like, you know, he's telling the horse, well, just get up on the ice. That person, I don't even know what to say about that person. Doesn't have a realistic perspective on what can be done here. Now I'm going to stop. Now they have attached a strap to the horse's tail, which is connected directly to its spinal column. And now they're using this as another purchase point to pull the animal out. That's inappropriate. You could cause severe injuries doing something like that to this horse. So they're pulling on the head and the cervical spine, and now they're down here pulling at the tail, on the tail at the same time. This horse is in an impossible predicament. It can't really assist with its own rescue because of this. Alright? This is not how you do this rescue. This is the whole point of this postmortem, is so we can look at this and say, this is not the way it's done. This is completely the opposite of best practices. And then look at everybody scatter. You can tell these people don't have experience with the horse. And then it's all wrong. Every bit of this is all wrong. Alright, so I'm going to pause this, take this off of full screen. I'm going to bring myself up on the screen here. And I want you to... I'm sorry, I haven't done this in other videos before. But, alright, I'm going to pull back here because I want to make sure that you can see this horse model. This is a pretty good horse model because you can bend its legs for the most part the way that you would another horse. Let me get that pointer out of the way on the screen there. So, let's going to demonstrate this. Pulling here, and then by default pulling here, is not an option that is taught to anyone to do large animal rescue. And, of course, a horse should be considered large animal rescue, right? So, I'm looking at the screen. I need to be looking at you here in the video. And then, this is not a purchase point either to pull and extricate a horse. I just want to make sure that's crystal clear. These are not places that you use to pull a large animal out of a situation. Alright, so I've said that. So what is it? I want to first say that this video is not a teaching video. I'm not teaching you how to do this. I'm simply showing you how a professionally trained animal rescuer who's certified to do large animal rescue is going to do this. Alright, so the horse is this deep in the water. What kind of hook device do you have on all your fire apparatus for the most part? I've never seen a piece of fire apparatus that didn't have a pike pole. A pike pole has a hook on it. And if you've got a length of 2.5 inch, 3 inch hose on your engine, or even on your aerial unit, you could do that rescue that they just did. All right, just a 50 feet put piece of hose there. I'm going to stay with the 2.5 inch because I don't know. I'm pretty sure an 1.5 or 1.75 line is going to hold up to that. But when I say that you could use a line, improvise a hose line like that for this kind of rescue, I want to make sure that you know as soon as you use that hose for that, you got to pull that piece of hose off your apparatus and make sure that it gets tested, because you know that it's not rated for large animal rescue and using of slings. Alright, I just want to say that. And so that length of hose that you use for that rescue may not be able to be used on the apparatus again for firefighting purposes. So make sure you understand that, and then make sure it gets tested before you put it back on the apparatus to use again. Alright, so let me get this length here. Alright, so this is your piece of fire hose or your sling that you have designated for that purpose. And it's just going to get put over, the animal across its back like this. And then the two free ends down here, the two free ends are going to go Make sure you can see that in the video here. I'm going to go up between its front legs like this, and now your crew can come and pull on this length of the strap or your fire hose, okay, to do that, to pull that animal out. And now what are we doing? We're not pulling the head and the neck of the animal, and actually, by default, we're pushing it down. When you're doing that, you're really kind of pushing it down. So now what we're doing here is we're lifting from the point we really want to be lifting from. We're using and moving the torso, and we're helping to elevate that torso up above the top of that ice to help bring it up more from there. And you're using best practices. That's considered a best practice for large animal rescue. All right? It is so simple. You drop this down in the water, and then you can reach down. You might be able to reach down and do it, or feed it up and pick it up with your pike pole or a boat hook, whatever you've got. Remember, all this stuff needs to be worked out before you actually show up on the scene. That's why it's really important for you to take a technical large animal emergency rescue class and get certified in that. At least take it to the awareness level, but at least awareness. But operations is going to be a whole lot better for you. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm not talking directly to you. I forget the camera's up there. I'm looking in the screen here, so I don't know if that looks like I'm looking at you or not. But I if you were here, I'd be looking at you, right? Okay, so that's just like, that's a forward. I call that a forward sling, a forward assist sling. Okay, it's so simple and effective that this is a very frequently used setup for large animal rescue, okay? Because if they're laying on their side, they can be moved that way, all right? And the same thing is if they need to be moved in the rear direction, you just do the same thing in the rear, okay? Pull them in that direction. So it's a really good, effective, and simple one. And then I'm going to do a sling. I'm going to do a seat harness. So, roughly, I'm in the middle. So, we're going to pass it in front here. Okay? And then it's going to cross in the back. Then it's coming up. Now it's coming up through the front legs again. And now it's going to pass through that front loop. That's right there. Now the free ends of the sling are going to pass through that front loop. And now you got a seat harness, what we call a seat harness, okay, for this. So, trying to get you a view of it. You see that? And then now, you can actually lift the horse vertically this way. So you can use it to do the forward assist. Oops, come from over here. You can do that forward assist that way, but you can also lift vertically that way as well. All right? Okay. So, what do we go over in this video? Water rescue PPE. That's essential. I can't believe that department sent people out on water's edge that way in those winter conditions and turnouts. And I didn't see a throw rope or any water rescue device there at all. Remember, we're not knocking that department. We're simply doing a postmortem on what we saw. And then your forward your forward assist sling. Your forward assist sling. Please, please, please. Stop using the head and the cervical spine and the tail as a purchase point to move large animals, because, well, it wasn't designed for that purpose, okay? Don't do it! Alright. I think that I have, and now that I've said that, I'm going to go back here to the to this. And now that you've seen me talk about the forward assist sling, do you see how effective that could be here And it wouldn't be that difficult to put that harness on that horse in this position. Look at it. Look at where it's at right now. You don't even need a pike pole to do that. But when it's in the water, you still should have been able to do that in the water. Okay? And I love the dog over here on the side. Yeah, let me nip on its butt. That ought to get it motivated. But you can't do anything. What if I'm pulling on your head? And I'm like, hey, get up off the ice. But at the same time, I'm pulling on your head and your cervical spine. What's going to happen? I'm going to fall on my ass. All right? So don't do this. And I don't care what the horse owner or whatever the animal handler says. They're not the animal rescue expert on the scene. You're going to be that because you're going to go get technical large animal emergency rescue certification. And look down in the description, and I will leave you a link in there of the place where the only place in the United States that I recommend that you get technical large animal emergency rescue training from. Okay, and that's Rebecca Husted. I've been to their class, I believe, I think I've been 5 times through that rescue class since 2002, and I can't think of anybody better to do that. And then I'll also leave a link down in the description of a training session that we did with them. Us and some of the local fire departments trained on large animal rescue using a horse mannequin there. Okay? So make sure that you subscribe to this channel. It's really important that you do that. Most people are not subscribers. Leave a like on the video. Share it on your social media with people that you know that will benefit from a video like this. And then go over to our website. Figure a way to donate to us whatever you can over there. It might not be money. It might be something else. There's a donations wish list page on our website that specifically tells you different ways that you can help us. And one of the main ways that you can help us, and it doesn't cost you anything but a moment of your time, is subscribe to the YouTube channel. For those of you who are not familiar with that, it's absolutely free. It never costs you anything to watch our YouTube videos. All right, that's not a subscription. It's not for you to pay money. The subscription is so you get notifications when our videos come out. Okay. You can also find that on our website because we have a blog that always does that. Okay, I've been on long enough about that. You know what I think about this. They got a 1-star because they did everything wrong, and they could have injured the horse there. We don't know that they didn't injure the horse, but I mean, it looks like this person over here almost had the right idea with the strap until they put it on the tail. Don't do any of this. This is not how it's done. That's it. Bye.